Hi, my name is Scott Stancell-Condron. Welcome to the podcast, Grief, I Love Tim, Episode 7, Season 1. The funny thing about grief is that it's different for everyone. You never know when it's going to hit you the hardest, and you never know when you're going to be okay. Not that I've really been okay in the last 15 weeks. Sometimes I've just been better than others. It's now Tuesday. Tim's funeral was this past Thursday. It was well attended. People flew in from all over the country to Boston to say their final goodbyes to Tim. I could feel all the love in the room, or in the church, and at the luncheon, which was of some comfort, but I still woke up on Friday and my husband was still dead. There was tons of family. Tim's friends from high school, Tim's friends from Pittsburgh, some of whom he had known for over 40 years, colleagues and friends that he had made in Boston. We had grandnieces and nephews, children of our friends, people who I'd never met that had worked with Tim on some of his charitable endeavors, all attesting to his great spirit and giving nature. People flew in from all over, Texas and Florida and California, both northern and southern, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, D.C., Delaware, Pennsylvania, all over Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and not to mention Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, Tennessee, and Illinois. I'd like to think the church was as beautiful as Tim would have wanted, with all the white flowers and his special lily of the valley, and that the service was as poignant as Tim would have wanted, and that the eulogies our nieces Erin and Chloe gave would have brought a tear to his eye and made him smile. Our families pitched in to make it memorable, from the programs, the mass cards, the luncheon, and just showing up to honor Tim, and the comedy of our nephews, Billy and Casey, emceeing the luncheon, and the stories friends and relatives told brought both tears and laughter. All of the pageantry, all of the beauty, and all the love that I felt still doesn't change the course of my grief. I do look forward to a couple of things now when I wake up. One is snuggling with my dog, Luffy, and the other is going back to bed that night to block out my grief of the day and how much I cried or didn't cry, and just maybe Tim will come visit me in a dream. Then I get up and it starts all over again. Even with all the love and support that I've had from our family, our chosen family, and our friends, it just doesn't take away that empty feeling. I just miss him. I think about the others who have lost spouses and how they have or had different journeys. How I wasn't so lost in the grief when I had Tim's service, and how they may have been lost in their grief and didn't remember very much because it was a few days after. And not to belittle or lessen the grief that others have for their parents or siblings or children. Each journey is like a snowflake or fingerprint based on the relationship they had with the deceased. I am grateful for the extra time that we had together after New Mexico. I'm grateful that he didn't have a lingering illness, and not that it matters too much, because I don't think you can ever be prepared for losing a spouse or a loved one. I'm grateful for holding him in my arms as he took his last breath, and my sister and niece held his hands. I told him how much I loved him and that it was okay to go, and I lied and said that I would be okay without him. Clearly, that's not the case. Thank you for watching, and as always, try to be kind, have gratitude, and be grateful. I don't do it all the time because my grief gets in the way, but I try.